Welcome to the Swayam MOOC course NGOs and Sustainable Development, Unit 2, Module 15, Corporate Social Responsibility, Learning Objectives. By the end of this module, you will be able to learn what is CSR, understand the types of CSR activities and their benefits, comprehend the various CSR programs undertaken by companies for a social cause. What is corporate social responsibility? Corporate social responsibility is a management concept whereby companies integrate social and environmental concerns in their business operations and interactions with their stakeholders. Initially, CSR was thought of as a means of curbing business frauds, corporate bribery, environmental damage caused by industries, immoral practices that was done in organizations, etc. CSR is not about giving donations for community projects. It is not for providing ad hoc solutions to societal problems. It is not to be a repair center to do the patching up of gaps in government responsibilities. CSR is expected to bring in a systemic change in organizations, integrated in market economy, and also add value to community and customers. Corporate social responsibility has become something like a buzzword in recent years. There have been many arguments regarding whether CSR can actually help organizations to improve their reputation and improve their profit margin, if it costs businesses money, and whether businesses are doing it to genuinely help the environment and the society, or is it solely a marketing gimmick? Despite the arguments for and against, many companies have found that CSR does help them. It improves their reputation, attracts better employees, and saves a lot of money. While all businesses must operate within the legal framework, example health and safety standards, human rights laws, emission guidelines, many are now becoming proactive and going above and beyond what the law requires. When correctly employed, CSR should create value for all stakeholders, anyone who have a direct or indirect interest in a company, in a business, and not just for the shareholders. Corporate responsibility, that is CSR, is long term, has to be done with sincerity. It is for the market and there is a responsibility attached to it. Ethics are involved and it goes for sustainable development. Resources are used sparingly and the goal is everyone is happy about it and there is a social upliftment in the society. There are several approaches to CSR. One of the most popular approach to CSR is philanthropy. This usually involves financial donations or other aid to local or international charitable organizations. However, many companies do not like this approach to CSR as it does not involve building any skills. Earlier, people used to do it, but presently people want CSR to be attached to capacity building within the employees, capacity building, skill development, and also to the community where it is giving the donations. Community based development is a less common method, although it is becoming very popular in recent times. Company using this method becomes very involved with the community they are helping to improve the community members' skill as well as their employees' skill. This method can help in improve the disadvantaged communities for educating their children, for providing adult education and providing new skills for the adult population in that community. Other companies are now building CSR into their corporate strategies. One example of this could be Cadbury's, who have only recently been able to label their packages as Fair Trade Certified. A more intricate approach to CSR is creating shared value, which is CSV. This model is based on the idea that social welfare and corporate success are inextricably linked. The idea behind the model is that businesses need a healthy, well educated workforce, suitable government, and sustainable resources to survive and compete, whereas society requires profitable businesses to create income and opportunities. CSV focuses on how companies can build competitive advantage by adding social value to their activities. A paper written by Michael Porter entitled Strategy and Society, titled The Link Between Competitive Advantage and Corporate Social Responsibility, describes in detail how companies have linked their business strategies with CSR. Many companies now use benchmarking to ensure they remain competitive in their CSR activities. This involves measuring and evaluating the impact that CSR activities undertaken by competitors have on both the environment and society, and how customers perceive this activity. Companies then develop their CSR strategies according to the outcome of their research. There are four types of CSR. One is environmental responsibility, ethical responsibility, philanthropic responsibility, and economic responsibility. CSR activities are generally self-regulated. Advantage of CSR is that it helps in improving the environmental, social, ethical, and economic living of the community. Other benefits of CSR is it is a good marketing tool. It adds value to the customer and hence earns the goodwill. It helps in employee engagement and satisfaction, which in turn helps in retention. It helps organization in locating the right candidates for their job. It helps organizations to introspect and analyze how they manage different functions. While succeeding financially, it also helps in solving some pressing problems of this world. It is also noticed that organizations having established CSR practices incidentally enjoyed as their side benefits the following. One is increased revenue, reduced energy costs, reduced wastages, reduced material expenses, increased productivity, reduced turnover, and reduced risk. Corporate social responsibility under Section 135 of Companies Act 2013 states, the Board of Directors shall make sure that the company spends in every financial year a minimum of 2% of the average net profits made during the 3 immediately preceding financial years as CSR policy. CSR policy elaborates the activities to be undertaken by the company as named in the Schedule 7 of the Act and spend accordingly. The activities should not be the same which are done by the company in its normal core of business. In case a company fails to comply with the provisions relating to the CSR spending, transferring and utilizing the unspent amount, the company will be punishable with a minimum of rupees 50,000 as fine, which may increase up to rupees 25 lakh. Now let us see the methods of CSR. There are many different forms of CSR, both social and environmental. They can include reducing waste, recycling, community projects, changing working methods, and monetary donations. Some of the main CSR activities currently undertaken are using fair trade goods to create products or selling fair trade goods, ensuring that no animal testing takes place anywhere in their supply chain, removing harmful chemicals from the production process and also decreasing emissions. If purchasing from abroad, ensuring that all factories pay the minimum living wage to their employees, that all the health and safety conditions standards are met, and everything, there is no human right violation made by the company in their entire supply chain. Further, using less energy or fuel and using organic materials in production. Also, recycling office waste, ensuring recycled materials are used to the extent possible in their production and packaging. Taking part in the community projects, making donation to charities and organizations, ensuring diversity and equality in the workforce, ensuring employees have a healthy work-life balance. All these are treated as methods of CSR. Now let us see the effects of CSR. We have seen the approaches, the methods, the types. Now what is the effect of adopting CSR by an organization? When undertaken correctly, appropriately, CSR can have many positive impacts to the business, such as helping enhance the reputation of the company. However, business owners must make sure to take care that their activities reach the communities. In the past, some consumers have questioned the CSR activities, arguing that businesses partake of CSR activities only to improve their public image. While this has mostly been the case with large companies such as McDonald's, small businesses must ensure they are undertaking the CSR activities for the right reason. Another reason for including CSR activities is product differentiation. This allows businesses a unique selling point over their competitors. An example would be Body Shop. The Body Shop was the first cosmetics company in its kind in UK, where it used all the natural ingredients in all its products. The company was from its inception heavily involved in social and environmental awareness campaigns. Many companies now find that CSR is essential in attracting and retaining talented employees. Many graduates now say that they would prefer to work for companies with a CSR policy, which can also help to improve the staff perception of a business and also to motivate employees. For example, through volunteering for community development work, or for taking up environmental protection campaigns or fundraising activities. There are several ways in which CSR can help companies to reduce their costs and improve profits. Firstly, business can aim to reduce the use of energy and fuel, saving money by having lower electricity bills. Those who are able to differentiate their product or service via their CSR activities may find that consumers are more likely to choose their products over competitors as buyers become more green or socially aware. Sample of CSR projects, community projects that have been undertaken. There are many community development projects which are fully sponsored by industries in India as part of their CSR initiative. Most of the CSR funds are spent for community development projects, and mostly they are routed through NGOs. About 10 different projects we shall see in detail and see the amount of volume of work that has gone in, the amount of money spent for community development, which is done mainly through the CSR initiatives. The first one is the Holistic Rural Development Project, which is called as the HRDP. The company which takes up is HDFC Bank, and it is across India. The implementing agency which takes up this project is the Abhyuday Sansthan, Action for Agricultural Renewal in Maharashtra, Assam, Aga Khan Rural Development Project, Ambuja Cement Foundation, Arrow Foundation, BAFE Development Research Foundation, MS Swaminathan Research Foundation, Manjari Foundation, Professional Assistance for Development Action, SM Sehgal Foundation, etc. All of these take up the project, and it is through the initiative of CSR activities that HDFC sponsors. The total expenditure for this project alone is around 381.5 crores. The development work that is taken up under this HRDP ranges from school infrastructure development to household sanitation, sustainable agriculture practices to accessible drinking and irrigation, renewable energy sources implementation, and providing alternate sources of livelihood. Through this project, they have touched more than 4 lakh households across 1,282 villages in 17 states. It's a mega project sponsored by HDFC through their CSR initiatives. The second is HCL Samude. The sponsoring organization is HCL Technologies Limited, and it is located in Uttar Pradesh. The implementation partner is HCL Foundation, and the total expenditure for this project is 97.08 crores. The project undertaken is to develop a sustainable, scalable and a replicable model, and it is for the social and economic development of the rural areas. The program covers around 164 gram panchayats comprising of 765 villages and 90,000 households, totaling a population of around 6 lakh people. Ensuring improved school education is given to across 55,000 plus children is the objective of this project. Today we find that around 326 schools have been created in these areas. They are enabled with ICT technology, assertive community participation has been enhanced, and there is improved teaching learning process happening through these schools. Around 48,000 plus adults are enrolled in adult literacy classes in these areas. The third project undertaken is the rural development and related activities, which is carried out by ICICI Bank, and it is across India, and the expenditure for this project is 53.05 crores. The aim of this initiative, CSR initiative, is to enable better opportunities for farmers. The bank has started funding electronic negotiable warehousing receipts. Farmers can use this ENWR to get loans against underlying commodities. This lending protects the farmers from volatility and provides opportunities to avail better prices for their products and their farm produce. The self-help groups, the SHG program, is an initiative that has enhanced entrepreneurship among the women in the rural areas. The bank provides a comprehensive suite of banking products, including zero balance savings account and term loans, thus meeting the requirements of the people living in the rural areas. The fourth initiative is the holistic village development. This is sponsored by Cummins India Limited, and it is located in Maharashtra, and this CSR initiative is run by Cummins India Foundation itself, and the partner is also Kamadhenu Ayog Maharashtra state government. The expenditure for this project is 8.68 crores, and they take care of organic farming, and the reason for encouraging organic farming is to ensure that environmentally harmful chemicals are not used as fertilizers. The farmers are trained on the subject matter and they are given education on the best farming practices. Organic farming is complemented with the use of new equipment, which has resulted in increased agricultural yield, and this has helped in doubling the family income of the farmers. Cummins team also helped in marketing of the farm produce from this area. The fifth initiative is community infrastructure and rural development. The organization which has sponsored this initiative is Shree Cement Limited, and it is located in it is located across India in Rajasthan, Uttarakhand, Chhattisgarh, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Jharkhand, Bihar and Odisha. The implementing partner is Shree Foundations Trust, and the total expenditure for this project is around 6 crores. They have undertaken infrastructure and construction projects in the nearby communities to provide infrastructural facilities, improving the accessibility of the services and proper utilization of the resources. Thereby, they try to improve the living conditions of the people in those communities. In order to remove the bottleneck of mobility and transportation, they have improved the road conditions. They have constructed roads in the rural areas, They also established, constructed and repaired public institutions. They have taken up renovation of old buildings in these communities, and they have taken care of the community in a holistic manner by creating waiting stands for buses, restrooms, etc. The company has made significant investment over the years for the development of the rural infrastructure to provide better living conditions for the community members. The company has undertaken construction of roads, drainage improvement systems, playgrounds, restrooms, community sheds, drinking water facilities, so that the livelihood of the community can be enhanced as well as the quality of life can be enhanced. The company has also undertaken the renovation and maintenance of the government schools present in that area. The seventh initiative is Arvind Limited. The company is Rural Transformation and Community Development. It is located in Gujarat, and the implementing partners are Arvind Foundation, Narottam Lalbhai Rural Development Fund, and the expenditure for this project is 3.6 crores. The work taken up by the Arvind Rural Foundation initiative is a combination of a long-term integrated program which is focused in defined geographies of Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar and Narmada districts of Gujarat for the present. Improving the education environment, upgrading the infrastructure in the village, increasing the enrollment by multiple learning options so that the students and adult get educated and get skill developed so that they are able to have a better earning capacity. Improving the school built environment for enhanced learning among the primary schools, providing digital classrooms, enhancing the teaching learning process, having interactive playscape, improving the science activity center are some of the initiatives taken up by the organization for the community. The eighth initiative is the Global Parley Project and other initiatives sponsored by the company HEG Limited across India. The implementing partners are LNJ, Bilwara HEG Loknyas Trust, Global Vikas Trust, PhD Rural Development Foundation, and the project cost is around 2 crores. The activities that they have taken up is rural transformation, such as water conservation, horticulture improvement, basically to improve the income of the poor farmers. They have also taken up tree plantation and they have set a target of around planting around 2.5 lakh trees. They have contributed to around 3 crores for providing green cover in this area. Moreover, the company has provided clean drinking water at Mandideep and nearby areas by installing water coolers and reverse osmosis filters so that people are able to have good sanitation, good drinking facilities. The ninth initiative is developing of rural areas taken up by Apollo Hospital Enterprise Limited, and this is located at Andhra Pradesh. The implementing agency is Total Health and the cost for this project is around 1.877 crores. The development work carried out by the agency is towards improving the rural requirements. It focused in providing drinking water, extension of sanitation facilities, setting up of nutrition centers, vocational training centers. All this is towards enhancing the skill development in that area, providing mobile medical units, taking care of the primary and preventive health care including diagnostics are some of the activities which this agency has taken up in its CSR initiatives. The 10th initiative is rural infrastructure development and other initiatives. The company sponsoring is the Grasim Industries Limited and it is across Gujarat, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. The agency implementing partner is the Nagar Nigam Udaipur and the Nagar Nigam Bundi. The total expenditure for this project is around 1.6253 crores. The work undertaken is they have tried to address around 1276 rural medical camps and they have addressed 82,189 people through these camps. they have carried out health checkups and have ensured they have given treatment for ailments such as malaria, diarrhea, diabetes, hepatitis, arthritis, skin disease, gynecological disorders, etc. This rural mobile medical camp helps to treat the rural people who are in the remote areas who do not have access to hospital facilities. Of the 298 villages that they are working, they have identified 50 villages wherein they try to bring in a transformation, and they have taken them as model villages. Now, let us see how NGOs can be registered for receiving CSR funding. The registration of NGOs for CSR funding requires a file form CSR 1 with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. The companies that are eligible are a company which is established under section 8 of the Act, or a registered public trust, or a registered society which is registered under the section 12A and 80G of the Income Tax Act 1961, or established by the company either singly or along with any other company, or else a company which is established under section 8 of the Act, or a registered trust or a registered society established by the central government or the state government, or any entity that is established under an Act of Parliament or a state legislature, or a company which is established under section 8 of the Act, or a registered public trust or a registered society, or registered under 12A, section 12A and 80G of the Income Tax Act of 1961, and having an established track record of at least 3 years in undertaking similar activities. These are the NGOs which are eligible to receive CSIR funding. When we look at the sector wise CSR funding that has been received over the past decade, we find that it is the top 3 sectors are the education, the healthcare and rural development. So, these are the 3 sectors that has received around 50% of the total CSR funding, and the remaining 50% has been spread over other 25 sectors. So, we find that CSR funding is predominantly being used for education, healthcare and rural development. When we take Pan India, we can find the geographical priority and the non-priority states for companies for giving CSR funding. We find that Maharashtra ranks number 1 with around 15.59% of the total CSR fund that it has received, which comes to around 7,473 crores. So, this is followed by Rajasthan, which has received around 2,962 crores with around 6.18%. Next comes Karnataka with 2,852 crores with a total percentage of 5.95% CSR funding as against the total India percentage. Gujarat has received 2,531 crores with 5.28 percentage. Now, coming to the contribution of CSR, from where it is coming, we find based on sectors, based on the industry, the major contribution comes from oil, lubricants and refineries and petrochemicals, who have contributed around 22%. The next is the banking and finance sector, which has contributed 21% towards CSR initiatives. Computer software and hardware has contributed 14% of the total CSR funding. Corporate social responsibility is a self-regulating business model that helps a company to be socially conscious, to be socially accountable to its stakeholders and also to the public. By practicing corporate social responsibility, also called as corporate citizenship, companies can be conscious of the kind of impact they are having on all aspects of the society, including the economic, social and environmental. So, now let us see some questions and answers on CSR. What is CSR and what are its responsibilities at a holistic level? So, CSR is a business model by which companies make a concerted effort to operate in ways that enhances rather than degrades society and the environment. CSR helps both the society and the brand image of the companies. CSR programs are a great way to raise the morale at the workplace. So, now who is responsible for CSR in a company? Is it an individual, is it an organization, or is it a department? In some businesses, it will be managed by a human resource department, the public relations department, or by those who are in charge of business development, while other organizations will have a dedicated department specifically to manage the CSR activities. Now, how do we become a CSR? 7 tips for putting corporate responsibility at the heart of your business is: adopt a business code of ethics, follow a workplace health and safety program, commit to protecting the environment, get your suppliers on board, be smart about donating money for community development. Just don't greenwash your business stating that you are a green business organization. Explore B Corporation, which is beneficial company certification, which is very essential to show to the public and to the stakeholders that you are contributing for the societal upliftment. To summarize, in this module, we have learned what is CSR, understood the types of CSR activities and their benefits. We have comprehended the various CSR programs which is undertaken by the company for the society, for the upliftment of the society, and the role of NGOs in these initiatives. Thank you.